JasmineKazooie is a content creator and streamer who now runs a Minecraft SMP. Today I interviewed JasmineKazooie and we spoke about how an offhand TikTok blew up into a massive SMP, her career before gaming, and her time on the internet overall. I hope you enjoy and check the description for question timestamps if you want to find anything specific. Also make sure to follow JasmineKazooie and like and subscribe. Okay, enjoy.
Okay, guys, I think what I'm going to make is a gigantic pile of poop. Yesterday he was talking about, oh, let's make a house. Let's build a house. Let's do a house building competition. I know. I'm either gonna build a big fat giant schlong or I'm gonna build a big gigantic pile of shit. Hey, I'm freaking ready. I'm ready. Read, clock in.
But you're ready? You gotta build?
Yeah, I have a build in mind. Yeah.
This is our intro section, so these questions are a little bit more broad. Your favorite Brainrot term?
I don't know, it depends, because sometimes skibbity is so funny. I would say I love to sing low taper fade.
Wow, you actually hit that note a little bit too well.
I kind of fuck with a low taper fade. I think that's just like so funny. I'm over Ohio. I think I'm over that one. That one to me doesn't really do much. Doesn't really tickle my fancy. But I do like a low taper fade.
Our next question actually comes from the forum that we put out. This is from your mod Mus.
Oh,
one of the best chatters or mods there was. And they asked, how did you get to be 8'7"? They also said, I'm looking to grow a bit, so I need your secret.
A really good question, and I'm really glad that she asked that. So for those that don't know, I'm like really tall.
Yeah,
and
totally.
you know, I did this all on my own. I was actually, some could say, born this way. A lot of people are intimidated by my height, but all you got to do is really want it, and that's how it'll come to you.
Who are you, and what do you think people know you for most?
Well, I'm the illustrious JasmineKazooie. No, it's actually funny though. Apparently, I heard that at TwitchCon there was a party that I went to, and like at this bar kind of thing, and I was talking to someone recently about it, and TwitchCon was back in, I don't know what, October, September, and they were like, who are you? Like, I met you that night, but like, do you network? Like, everybody knew you there, and that was cool. And I'm like, hell yeah, like that's what I like. I like to know people. I like to put myself out there. I like to be just like engaged in communities. I like to just like be friends with people too. So I don't know, like who I am is kind of a tough question to ask, because I'm a lot of things. Like, I'm a gamer, sure I, like a fart joke here and there, but I kind of just like to be around. I like to support people. I like to, I don't know, be there for people. I like to have fun. I like to entertain. I like to do a little bit of everything.
You've mentioned several times you were in a makeup era. You did makeup and it was a very toxic environment that you kind of moved away from. What made you, like, what was the moment where you're like, oh, this is something that's kind of making me mean?
For those that don't know, the way that I primarily started in the content world in general is I was a makeup artist, and I was heavily involved in the beauty community, and I did both makeup on myself in super intricate, fun, cool ways, but I also did makeup on other people too. So like for graduations or weddings, even funerals, I've done makeup for. And doing makeup on people in real life was always a really fun but challenging experience. But it was the online presence that had a lot of nuances that I kind of was not really prepared for. The beauty community was unfortunately super toxic. It was toxic in the way that getting engagement was like the most important thing over the quality of work that you were putting out. There would be times where people would notice that their engagement on their makeup looks were like maybe not as high anymore, so they would start like rage baiting. It was really fun to get engagement about that kind of stuff. It was, I'm not gonna lie. Like, it was fun, it was silly, it felt like dramatic. It got a lot of attention, so your followers would increase. And a lot of what people do when they're, I think, early on in their like online careers is they chase the highs of engagement and numbers, if that makes sense. I noticed after my first really big Twitter account got banned permanently because of basically some comments that I had made, trying to like rage bait, I guess, in a way. I realized like, oh, that wasn't worth it. Like that really didn't feel good, and that wasn't worth it at all. And then I tried to make another account and I tried to come back, and the engagement wasn't there. I was like, I'm gonna do this the way that I want to do this. I'm gonna be nice. I'm not gonna give in to like catty things anymore, and I'm going to try to put a more positive stamp on it. And there was no engagement. The makeup didn't matter, the looks didn't matter. What mattered was that I like wasn't entertaining enough because I wasn't saying rage baity things enough. And I was like, oh, shoot. So then I started doing it again, and then that account got banned, and I was like, fuck, I keep doing all of this work to get this platform going for me, but the only way that it's successful in this industry for some reason is to be low-key mean, or to be petty, or to be catty. And I realized super quickly that it also could seriously impact like my real life. And like I said in the beginning, like my content has never been my full-time job. I realized that my actual tangible life that did pay my bills could be negatively impacted by this. You know how people like get canceled and then their workplace is called, right? I was like, I don't think it's worth it. I don't think I want even that to be a possibility for me. I basically completely backed out of the beauty community. I just kind of switched it up, and I didn't really come back to content creation until I felt like I was in a better place to do it from like a nicer standpoint of like, let me just make sure that I'm me first. I'm not like trying to be someone else or do something else, and be proud of putting my name on something and being like willing to put my name on it.
You have many different stories over the years from like posting on Twitter and other social medias. Do you have like a standout story of yours that you look back on and you think, oh, this is funny, or this was crazy?
Oh yeah. My favorite story to tell, I've told this a few times. Comcast, the company, flew me out to their headquarters in Philadelphia and hosted me and named me their face of customer service. All because, full circle, I complained on Twitter. I had a really challenging and troubling experience with a bill that I had. I had just moved into a new apartment. You know, I had to get internet, and I reached out to Comcast, and, you know, I was like, okay, here's my bill, here's what it's gonna be, whatever. And like most companies, what happened was when my bill actually came, it was very different from what the person on the phone who sold me the plan had said that it was gonna be. It was like way more expensive. And so I immediately ran to Twitter and I bitched about it. And I was like, are you guys out of your fucking minds for like not being transparent with your bill? Like none of this makes sense, and the website doesn't help, and like this is just the stupidest thing that I've ever experienced, and like I'm so irritated, blah 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 blah. Comcast DM'd me, and it was their customer service representative, and they said, I'm so sorry that this happened to you. Let's walk through it. And I said, okay, period. One thing that I'll never do, even though I'm like a grade A D1 complainer, is I will never ever ever take it out on a customer service representative, because it's never their fault. It's never their doing, you know, like it's not their choice. They just work there. And this woman ended up being the nicest person ever to me. And she guided me through everything that went wrong. She gave me a discount. She was like, I'm so sorry for your troubles. I'm sorry we didn't represent Comcast well enough and like explain your bill. And I was like, girl, I love you. Like I sent her a gift that was like, can we just be friends? Like you're so cool. And I had such a good experience with her, and I was like very appreciative of her in the DMs. Fast forward to multiple weeks later, I'm on BART, which is the high-speed train rail system in the Bay Area, on my way to my first day of work at Yelp. And I get a little ring-a-ding-ding on my phone. Now, mind you, my BART ride was delayed because a pit bull had ran onto the rails. So I was already late for my first day. Great. Awesome first experience. I'm late for my first day because the train is delayed. And I get a call, and I decline it at first, and they call again, and I'm like, all right, that's weird. So I pick up the phone and I am greeted by a manager of the customer service department. And she says, hey, I was going through our customer service rep messages that we normally routinely go through these things. And we noticed that you had just like such a really good experience with our customer service representative. Next week is Customer Service Appreciation Week in our company. And we'd like to fly you out because we're going to give her an award for her outstanding customer service representation. And we'd like you to be there. That's so random, but sure. I look up the person to make sure I'm not gonna be murdered and trafficked. This is a real manager of Comcast. I stalk her LinkedIn profile. And so then I ask her, when is this gonna happen? And she's like, well, I need to fly you out tomorrow on a red eye to Philadelphia so that you'll be there Thursday morning or whatever. And I was like, okay. I was like, well, I'm on my way to my first day at a job. So like, can I talk to my manager first? And she was like, yeah, no problem, whatever. I get to my job. I'm going through the motions of like, hey, this is your first day. This is where you're gonna do. These are your teammates. This is your whatever. This is your desk. And I go, hey, sorry guys, this is like so weird and unprofessional, but can I have Wednesday and Thursday and Friday off? They were super cool about it. They were super chill. Spoiler alert, I did quit 3 weeks later. I end up getting flown out and I had to sign multiple NDAs. And the NDAs are not being broken by me telling this story. The NDAs are that I cannot use the materials and I cannot see the footage. And I was like, footage? What could you possibly mean? And they were like, oh, we're gonna interview you. Full circle, am I right? And we're gonna put it together in a video that's going to be released next week to the entire global company for Customer Service Appreciation Week. And I was like, oh, okay, so you've been doing this with multiple customers? And they're like, no, you are the customer. Like you are representing all of Comcast customers. And I was like, okay. But yeah, and I didn't even get to meet the person. The person that was getting the award wasn't even there. She was in Arizona and like didn't get flown out. Like, she was getting the award, but I wasn't there to see her.
What's the worst part of social media?
I think the worst part is people not being authentic to themselves. I think there's a lot of imposter syndrome that happens. You know, there's a lot of people that are like, oh, I don't know if my content is good enough. I don't know if my, I have to like be like this person in order to succeed, or like they don't know if they're funny enough or they don't know if what they do is good enough or whatever. And so they end up faking it and being like someone else. And I hate that. I wish people would... How the hell am I gonna do this? I wish people would just be their authentic selves, I guess.
I'm gonna be honest, I'm struggling on expanding the build.
Yeah, mine's pretty much done.
Do you think we should swap sides? We get to see each other's build and then add on, like I can add on to your build, you add on to mine. Ready?
Oh my god!
Jasmine. That's what you were doing?
Yeah, isn't it
this
good?
Whole time.
Yeah, it's really good.
I wish I could say, honestly, I was so scared it would be like a lot of stuff and mine wasn't, but I don't think I had much to be scared of.
And walk me through yours, please.
If this were to be like at spawn, it'd be the death of a troll monument dedicated to me.
Okay.
So this is you. So you got your ears, your eyeballs.
Yeah, those are my
bedrock.
gorgeous eyes.
This is your
Does that look like
evil
you?
stew. And this is your piss bed.
Oh, my pee bed. Right, my
A
piss
pee
bed.
bed. And also your pee pants.
And what is this? What am I holding?
That's your evil stew.
My evil stew. Right.
And then this is me, the big, strong, manly.
Right. Is this your iron helmet?
Yeah, that's my iron helmet. That kind of looks like an ice hockey protector, but it's fine.
A little bit. And then I made this beautiful art piece. Are we not like really impressed by the flies? Are we not loving the flies and the stink smell? Like, I think we need to talk more a little bit about that, about how impressive my stink smell is. Why are you going silent?
I didn't know what to expect, and it wasn't. It's so detailed. I mean, you found so many brown blocks. I didn't really realize how many.
So many brown blocks.
So you talked to your chat for this.
Well, yeah, and everybody voted poop. Actually, the consensus was...
What was on the poll?
The consensus was I vote Dookie. The other one...
Was there any other option?
Well, yes. And it was a big schlong. That was the other.
Okay, yeah, I think we landed on the bed.
I agree.
I don't know how schlong would have translated.
I agree.
What's something you wish you knew about streaming when you first started that you know now?
That you don't need to do it the way anyone else does it. My dad is in the performance industry. We've listened to a lot of podcasts, watch a lot of professionally produced things, and there's a lot of things that go into productions that make them professional that I kind of like got stuck in, of like not eating and not chewing gum and not like, you know, like just like stuff like that, where like you're supposed to not have any dead air, right? Like if you're going to listen to a radio show, or if you're going to listen to any kind of production quality thing, the whole thing is like you don't have any dead air. You want to make sure it's always entertaining at all times. So I was like always really stressed about like making sure it was a professional level production, not realizing that like it really kind of doesn't need to be. Like it can be whatever I want it to be. I can eat on camera. I can, you know, like if I need to, I can take breaks as much as I want. Like I would go without even like getting up to go to the restroom, because I'd be like, I have to, you know, be here. And so I think that was one thing that I like wish I kind of got over a little bit sooner. It doesn't need to be as professional. It can be just like a little more relaxed.
Are you going to do any other content, like more YouTube? And are there any creators you want to collaborate with, big or small?
Ooh, that's a good question. I would love to do more. I think this year my plan is to definitely do more things. I'd like to expand my horizons a little bit more on what I do and who I do it with. And I think I just want to get out and just experience more of the world of Twitch too. I did a Mario Party collab a couple of months ago on my friend's birthday, and I was so scared going into it. Like, oh God, like I never do Mario Party, and I'm not gonna be able to talk to chat, and it's like, is this gonna be awkward? Is this gonna be weird? And it was great, and it was such a fun time. So I kind of just want to get out of my comfort zone a little bit more. And as far as YouTube goes, I just want to care again. I want to care about putting edited material out, like curated material out, rather than just VODs, right? Like it's easy and it's lazy to just like put a VOD up, but I would like to give a shit. I would like to care more. Even if it's only just by 15%, I would like to care more. And so that's kind of my goal for YouTube at the moment.
What was your thought process behind posting the TikTok about the 4-year SMP? And were you expecting anything from it?
I was scared. I was scared of what the state of politics was going to be like and what the world was going to be like. When the election results were announced and certified, it just kind of hit hard for me, and I was not feeling safe or comfortable or happy. And I was like, you know what? Like I could see myself kind of just like disassociating in a Minecraft world for a little bit because of this. I really could. So I was just like, what if I just posted, like, what if I just posted about this, thinking this is just going to be a funny tweet. And people are going to say like, haha, yeah, girl, me too. I'm totally going to play Minecraft a lot. And then very quickly people were like, make it. Do it right now. I was like, oh, okay. I don't actually know how to do that or what that means. So give me a freaking second. It's not 100% related to the SMP, but it is a critical part of the story of it. Is I used to be afraid of everything, and I used to talk myself out of things a lot, or let other people talk me out of things a lot. And one of my goals, not for a particular year, not for a particular reason, but one of my goals has been to just do it even if I do it scared. So I was like, well, I think this is life challenging me to be true to that statement then, because I'm being presented with an opportunity to follow through on something where I could have easily just been like, I don't know how to do that and I don't want to ask for help, so I'm just gonna not. And I decided, no, I think I just have to try. I think I have to try. I think enough people are asking, and I think I should just see if I want to do it. And enough people stepped up and offered to help and volunteered and gave their time and was willing to be there.
What was the first night with the 4-year SMP blowing up like?
It was overwhelming because I knew I wasn't going to be able to be super active. And I am naturally a very controlling person in the way that, like, if my name is going to be on something, I would like to know every single thing that's going to be associated with it. I'm happy to trust a team of people, and I'm happy to do that, but I'm so afraid of what this means. Because not only was it trusting people that I do know, it was trusting people that I don't know. I just had to make sure that I was still present in the wedding that I was going to, and I still had a really good time, and made sure that I challenged myself to continue to stay present. But it was super overwhelming. It was very spooky, but it was a unique experience, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. I think it was really cool.
What do you think caused the 4-year SMP to become as big as it did?
I think a lot of people needed support at the same time. I think a lot of people were feeling the same things that I was feeling. A lot of people, a lot of groups are feeling worried and scared and unsure of what the future looks like for a lot of us. And I feel like a lot of people just resonated with me and felt the same kind of fear and felt the same need for community and need for protection and, I mean, disassociation. Like, I think a lot of people just resonated with how I was feeling as well.
If you were to try and get someone to join the 4-year SMP in 3 to 5 words, what would you say?
Escape the
Matrix?
No, escape the horrors of reality. That's kind of been the theme that I've always said. That's just kind of the memo, the phrase that stuck out to me the whole time, is that's what I want this to be. I want this to be an escape. So escape the horrors of reality.
That's the end of our SMP section. So now we only have outro questions.
Outro question.
So I'm thinking,
let's reveal our builds to each other. Oh my god. Oh my god, we both wrote poop.
You're really good at building poo.
I'm
really
way
scary.
better at poo and flies than I thought I would be. And I changed my pants. I changed out of my piss pants.
Oh, you did? I didn't even notice that.
So what the hell did you do?
This is the Jasmine poop monster. So this is you grabbing flies with your poop,
My poop tentacles.
you know, poop tentacles.
Yeah.
So I actually went to spawn during this build to grab something. So if we come back here, there's an entrance. You would like to enter.
Oh my god, what the? Glorp! We got a Glorp reference. Oh my god, can we get Glorps in chat? Oh wow, we have Taco Smell. I can't even read this one. Jasmine's 10th fart joke of the stream. Right. Fart stick and Pepto-Bismol. This is just truly magical.
So enough about TikTok being potentially banned or whatever it is at whatever point. I want to hear what app you think should be banned. Seriously or joking?
On a serious note, I think Meta should be banned. On a joking note, the Wells Fargo app. Just to kind of create a little bit of stir.
The Wells Fargo stands are gonna go crazy. It's gonna cause so much
It's gonna
controversy.
be a big L for
Fargo.
Wells Fargo fans.
Do you have any advice for whoever may be watching? Advice about whatever you want.
Advice that I love to give always is to do whatever makes you happy. If it is not filling your cup, don't give it energy. Do what makes you happy and you'll always feel fulfilled.
What goals do you have for 2025?
2025, I just want to care more. I want to care more about what I put out, whether it's content-wise or just who I am as a person. I want to make more impacts, make a bigger impact. I want to cultivate my relationships that I have. I want to nurture them and expand upon them. I want to experience more life. Oh, and
I tried teleporting him to me as a joke, and I didn't realize it would suffocate.
R.I.P. Todd.
What's your review of Wicked Part 1? Discord cut that out a lot. I'm gonna.
Oh, but it's on stream. They heard
It was a
me.
good high note.
Yeah, my review of Wicked Part 1 is... That's my line.
Do you have anything you want to say, and where can people find you?
Yo, I'm JasmineKazooie. Smash that MF and like button, smash that subscribe button, hit the bell to get notified of every time I do anything. This camera. Thank you to Reed for choosing me as a subject to interview. This has been super cool, super fun. Sorry I talk so much, but I'm happy to be here, and I'm glad you were the one to interview me.
That was my interview with JasmineKazooie. I hope you enjoyed, and make sure to like and subscribe, and also check out Jasmine's content in the description. Thanks.